Today I'll be reviewing the Leica SL camera with a Leica lens as well, a 24 to 90 zoom lens. And the aperture on this is 2.8 to 4. So when it goes up to 90, it's at aperture of 4, and the largest aperture is 2.8 at 24 zoom. So so far it's quite heavy. Holding in one hand, it does feel like it's a $20,000 camera. So far I like it. It's really nice to hold. The build is fantastic, but I'm still getting used to the buttons so far, assuming the buttons don't actually have labels. So you kind of have to read up on it before you actually use it. I've been walking around with this for about 5 minutes now, and it's definitely heavy. I feel like it is $20,000 in my hands. Let's try to take these photos here.
The images the Leica produced was lower in saturation but a lot more sharper, and I really enjoyed the dynamic range that the Leica produced. As I was taking photos of the landscape, a wild tourist appeared and demanded to be a model for one of my photos.
With your phone? Yeah. Alright, no worries. I'll take a photo of... Okay, 1, 2, 3. There you go. We get free models here in Melbourne.
Thank you so
No
much.
much, no worries. Street photography with the Leica, $20,000 camera in my hands right now. I feel like it's a bit of overkill, and it's killing my arms as well, just because it's so heavy. Nothing better than shooting pigeons with your camera, getting that artsy look with street photography. Here we go.
I had to walk carefully like a jungle cat towards these pigeons, embracing myself for a photo just in case these pigeons would take off and my opportunity would be gone.
So basically we're just walking around looking for something to shoot, street photography basically, or testing out the camera and see how versatile it is. Maybe shooting people with taking photos. Taking a photo of a person taking a photo. So we're going to try the focusing system out for the Leica SL and see how fast it focuses with these bicycles.
So here I am trying to shoot some bike riders running across, and one of the problems I did come across is that the Leica camera shows you the right exposure straight away, so you got to change the settings and match what the Leica gives you, and then you have the right exposure. So this is the first time I'm actually using a Leica, so please forgive me because I don't know how to use a Leica camera. So this is one of the images that came out straight out of the camera, and I didn't edit it at all. And the reason why I shot it this way is because there is sunlight and there's shadows, and just to want to show out the dynamic range, and it looks pretty good so far.
So I'm going to talk about the buttons of the camera. So this camera is actually weather sealed. So the less buttons it has, the more weather sealed and water resistant it is. So that's another problem with such a beginner using this. There's no labels on it, and there's no switches on the lens. So if you were to switch this lens from automatic to manual, you have to do it in camera. Now, the only buttons that you have in the interface is 4 buttons. And when Joe, my friend that lent me the camera, he had to teach me that to change the ISO or the functions, you have to hold the buttons to go to another menu. And you have to hold it like so, and that changes the ISO. But it's great because it's touchscreen. So I'm shooting at about 100 now because it's daylight. And if you were to change it anything else, you have to hold that button once again, and that's to change the manual focus over here. That's how you change it on a Leica. If you were to change it on a Canon lens, you would have to just switch the button. But then that will open and expose the camera to water and dust, and that's why the Leica does not have many switches or buttons. So Joe didn't let me actually try the Leica to be water resistant or ice cream resistant, so I'm seeing if it's grass resistant. It definitely is. I don't think it's malfunctioning at all. Might leave it here for a little while and see what happens. So the camera's been out here for about 10 minutes and it's definitely working. So we have Joe to thank for this experiment because we can't actually test water resistance on this camera because Joe thinks that Leica might use his credit card because it might get damaged. Thanks, Joe. We finally found some high-speed, hardcore action at a boxing stadium or boxing training camp over here. It's in low light conditions, so I had to boost this up to 6400 at a high shutter speed at 1/400. So it looks so good so far in RAW, so it's good. I want to see how it looks on a computer first to see how it is. But so far on camera it looks fantastic.
So this is a low light test that I'm doing in a casino in Melbourne. I'm shooting at all extremes with high shutter speed with high ISO. So just testing out how well it is and seeing if there's any noise at all. So these are 3 photos that I've taken.
We found something that I might test the macro shot on. So here we are, this woolly tree. In Melbourne, we tend to have woolly trees. It's because of global warming, and we need to keep the trees nice and warm, otherwise they might die. That's why we have woolen knit trees everywhere. Here we go. This is the closest I can actually, this is the closest I can actually get to the bow, and that's about probably 20 centimeters away. So it's not actually a macro lens with the 24-90, but overall this lens is fantastic so far for street photography. If you want to carry a $20,000 camera around for street photography, maybe for Instagram. You know what I just realized? Jesus' birthday is the same day as Christmas. Isn't that strange? Guys, so this is the end of the review today. It's my first time using the Leica and my first time actually reviewing a camera. And if you do have $20,000 to spare, I highly recommend this camera. It's fantastic. The photos are amazing. And the EVF, the electric viewfinder, is fantastic as well. It's really, really good. Now, if you do have $20,000 to spare, you won't even need a gym membership either, because I'm definitely having a workout just carrying this around. My biceps are really, really sore. Remember to support my channel, hit like, hit subscribe, comment below if you have any questions. I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember to check out my other videos as well.